Now, for this purpose, we have curated a course especially for you. This is called the Bridge course, and we are starting this course on this upcoming Monday. It's going to be a week-long course from Monday to Saturday. So you will have 6 classes, out of which you will have 3 maths as well as 3 science. And apart from our master teachers, you will also have access to your own personal mentor teacher. Your mentor teacher is responsible for tracking your progress and for helping you through the homeworks as well as the quizzes and tests that we provide to you on the app. And lastly, they will also help you as you go through the books and the modules that we provide to you for extra help and for reference. Now, students, if you are ready to enroll, you can click on the link in the description box below and enroll in the Bridge course. Tell you a little bit more about the Bridge course at the end of this session, but for now, let me tell you a little bit about myself. So like I said, my name is Mitali ma'am, and I have a degree in computer science and engineering from Ohio State University. And I am now a master teacher here at ODA for English. I have been teaching for more than 3 years, and I am very excited to be here with all of you. So let's start off with talking about personal pronouns first. Before we jump into possessive pronouns and possessive adjectives, it's important that we understand personal pronouns. Now, I have already covered personal pronouns at length in a previous video. So if you are confused about personal pronouns or would like to review a little bit more, you can go to that video and check it out. But for now, personal pronouns are simply words that are used to replace nouns or noun phrases in any sentences. Now, we have 3 types of personal pronouns: first person, second person, and third person. The first person personal pronoun is used by the speaker for the speaker. So that's I in singular, and plural becomes us, or it becomes we. As far as the second person goes, that is the person that is being spoken to. So in the second person, singular as well as plural is you. And lastly, we have the third person personal pronouns, which are used for either people or things other than the speaker and the person being spoken to. So in this case, we have he, she, and it for singular, and we have they for plural. Like I said already, if you are confused about this, you can go back to my previous video and recap the same. But for now, let's move on to possessive pronouns. Now, possessive pronouns are used basically to show or to indicate possession. But students, possessive adjectives are used for the exact same purpose. If by chance you don't know what possession means, it means to have something or to own something. So let's talk about the difference between possessive pronouns and possessive adjectives, and also learn how and when to use each of them. Starting off with the difference. So possessive adjectives, as you see here, can only be used before nouns. Possessive pronouns, on the other hand, are always used alone or are always used by themselves. So this is a point that I want you to remember and keep in your mind as we go through the rest of this video, because time and again you will be able to notice this difference. Let's start off with the first person singular. As far as the first person singular possessive pronoun goes, it is mine. Remember, personal pronoun is I, possessive pronoun is mine. As far as the adjective goes, we have my. So let's see this in an example. Here we have, this house is mine. If you notice, our noun is here and our possessive pronoun comes after the noun, and it is not really related to the same. On the other hand, the possessive adjective, this is my house. If you notice, our possessive adjective comes right before our noun. So keep this in mind as we move on to a question. I paid for this scarf, so it's blank. Do you think I should use my or should I use mine in this particular situation? So should I use the possessive pronoun or should I use the possessive adjective? Now, because our noun is not right after our blank, we know that here we have to use our pronoun. I paid for this scarf, so it's mine. In other words, I paid for this scarf, so it belongs to me. So students, this example should clear in your mind the meaning of possession as well. So firstly, we have our first person singular, which is mine, pronoun, and my, which is our adjective. So moving on to our first person plural. We already know that our first person plural pronoun is ours and adjective is our. So the key difference here is this S right here. In the pronoun, we have the S. In the adjective, we do not have the S. Students, you can make a note of this because this point you'll be able to notice once again a little bit further in the video. Let's move on once again to an example. This house is not ours. Once again, our pronoun is not before the noun. But in this case, this is not our house. Notice here that our adjective is right before our noun. Moving on to a quick question here, we have this is blank seat. What do you think should go in this particular blank? Should we use our pronoun or should we use our adjective? So if you notice, we have our noun here, which means that we have to use our adjective. This is our seat. If you had to use the pronoun, you would say, this seat is ours. Okay, so moving on to our second person now. In the second person, students, I hope you all remember that the personal pronoun for both singular as well as plural is you. Correct? So our pronoun is yours and our adjective is your. Once again, notice the presence of the S in our possessive pronoun and its absence in our possessive adjective. So when we say an example, is this pen yours? Versus, is this your pen? Students, I hope you're able to notice the difference between the two. The difference not just between the words, but also how we are using these words. Let's take a question once again. Pick any of these desserts. The choice is blank. So should I use a pronoun here or should I use an adjective? Pick any of these desserts. The choice is yours. We use our pronoun here because as you see, there is no noun after our blank. If we had to use our adjective, we would say, it's your choice. Students, notice the key difference here as we move on to our third person singular. In the third person singular, let's take a look at this. I hope you all remember that the masculine gender, our personal pronoun is he, and for the feminine gender, our personal pronoun is she. And for things, we use it. So as far as pronouns go, we have his, we have hers, and we have its. And students, the fun part about this is that possessive adjectives, he is his and it is its. But for her, we remove the S and so it becomes her. Once again, presence of S in the pronoun, absence of S in the adjective for her. So hers is our pronoun, her is our adjective. So let's take an example to understand this. I loved blank performance. Should I use her here or should I use hers? Since our noun is right before our pronoun, we will use our adjective, which is her. I loved her performance. Now, I want us to move on to the plural. For plural, our personal pronoun, third person plural personal pronoun is they, right? So our possessive pronoun becomes theirs, and I'm sure you can already take a guess over here. If our possessive pronoun is theirs, our possessive adjective, we can simply remove the S to get our possessive adjective, which is their. Now, let's take an example to understand this. We have, I have never been to blank house. Should I use their or should I use theirs? Once again here, our noun is right after our blank, which means that we should be using our adjective. So we write, I have never been to their house. Students, now let's recap this once again, right? We use our possessive pronouns alone, on their own. There is no noun that is right after them. Possessive adjectives, on the other hand, are only used before the noun that we are trying to show possession of. So as we keep this in mind, let's move on to a couple of quiz questions. It is blank time to shine. Should I say our or should I say ours? Which of these sounds better, students? It is blank time to shine. So here, once again, we will be using our, which is the adjective, because our noun is right after our possessive adjective right here. So it is our time to shine. Let's take one more. This is not blank book. It is blank. So here we have two blanks. So what I want you to do is notice where we use a pronoun and where we use an adjective. This is not blank book. So notice that our noun is right after here, which means we will say your. This is not your book. It is mine. So students, I hope it's clear here. We are using the possessive pronoun on its own. There is no noun after it, but we use our possessive adjective before the noun only. Now, I want us to take one last question. The lions hunted blank prey. At this point, it should be very easy for you to identify whether we should use the possessive pronoun or the possessive adjective. The lions hunted their prey. Our noun is right after, which means that we must use our adjective here. Now, I want to do a quick summary. Possessive pronouns are used to show possession and they are used on their own. They can be standalone. Possessive adjectives, on the other hand, while they are also used to show possession, they can only be used before the noun that we are trying to show possession of. Now, students, I know you've had a great time learning with me and answering my questions. So let me bring you back to our ODA class as well as our bridge course. So like I said, we are starting the bridge course on this upcoming Monday. It is going to be a week-long course during which you are going to be having 6 classes, of which 3 will be maths and 3 will be science. And apart from these classes, which are conducted by master teachers like myself, you will also have your own personal mentor teacher who will keep track of your progress as well as your attendance throughout these classes. Now, they will help you with your homework and they will keep track of your test and your quiz scores, which we provide to you on the app. And lastly, they can help you as you go through the books that we provide to you for extra reference and for extra practice. So now that you're ready to enroll, students, you can click on the link in the description box below and enroll in the bridge course for just rupees 29. And my favorite part about the bridge course is that you get coins. So not only do you get to answer lots of questions, you also get rewarded for answering these questions. So you'll get coins, which you can then redeem in the ODA Mall for exciting gifts like a smart water bottle or a smartphone or even a smart speaker. So students, what are you waiting for? You can click on the link in the description box below and join us in this amazing learning journey at ODA Class. And if you have enjoyed watching this video and learning with me, you can like and share this video and also subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss our future videos. I hope to see you in the bridge course and in my future videos. Bye for now, students.